sun begins to rise, casting the first dawn's light across the Air Domiance Center at the Savannah Air National Guard Base, Georgia. Aircraft which arrived in the last 48 hours are parked side by side in neat rows. First sounds of activity from busy airmen begins to wash across the flight line. This is the start of day one of William Tell, the U.S. Air Force's legendary fighter competition. It has returned after a 19-year pause. It will soon be testing the air-to-air skills of the pilots and rewarding those who performed with excellence. In addition, aircraft maintainers will battle it out to determine who is the top weapons load team in the force, along with competition in the intel and command and control sectors. According to Air Combat Command, the approval for restarting William Tell matches the resourcing and efforts by ACC to rapidly modernise air superiority fighters for conflict. Focus will be on developing and valuing elite teams that excel under pressure in various scenarios, developing leaders in areas of critical interest such as multiple capable airmen and agile combat employment. Current real-world threats are addressed in William Tell 2023 as the event is designed to be United States Indo-Pacific Command focused, utilising 4th and 5th generation aircraft as adversary air. U.S. Air Force Colonel Ethan Lefty Waite, William Tell leads judge, said, "Air superiority must be achieved. Without it, all other domains will fail." He went on to say, "The goal of William Tell is to reinvigorate competition within the Air Force with a focus on air superiority, a critical capability the Air Force provides our nation, and one that must never be taken for granted." William Tell 2023 will be conducted over 5 days. Security will be enhanced by the men and women defenders of 633D Security Forces Squadron, enforcing security for 9 competing teams and a range of multi-million-dollar aircraft from 8 different wings, including F-22 Raptors, F-35 Lightning IIs, F-15E Strike Eagles and F-15C Eagles. Here, an F-22 pilot is conducting a final pre-flight check before boarding the cockpit of his aircraft. This will be the start to a grueling week where pilots will engage in 4 aerial events including aerial gunnery, basic fighter manoeuvres, air combat manoeuvres and large force simulated fighter interrogation mission where numerous F-22s, F-15s and F-35s battle in coordination against adversaries. The adversaries in this case are F-16C from the 64th Aggressor Squadron, Dallas Air Force Base, Nevada. They are most commonly associated with a red flag series of exercises and famous for their aircraft livery, often resembling the colours and pattern of Russian Federation aircraft. If pilots and air crews had attended the last William Tell meet in 2004, today the F-15s would still be very familiar. However, the introduction of the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Lightning II after 2004, referred to as fifth generation fighter aircraft, has changed the dynamics of air warfare, something that happens every 10 years or so over the last 110 years since the beginning of World War I. Using stealth technology, advanced avionics and the ability to see and attack an enemy aircraft or ground-based targets at long range before they are themselves spotted by an adversary is of course regarded as a huge advantage. This then on paper at least makes the F-22 and F-35 possibly the most advanced fighters in operation as of 2023. However, the most significant change since 2004 is the incredible growth of Chinese military power. In 2023, China's military strength has overtaken the Russian Federation military to become the second most powerful military in the world, behind the United States of America. Of particular interest to the major commanders in the United States Air Force is the development of the People's Liberation Army Air Force, which has operated primarily for years updated Soviet-era aircraft, basically creating modernised Chinese-specific variants around Soviet airframes. But in 2016, they officially introduced to the world two full operational stealth fighter aircraft, designed and produced entirely by Chinese aircraft engineers, called the Chengdu J-20, also known as Mighty Dragon. The J-20 is designed as an air superiority stealth fighter with precision strike capability, making it the world's third operational fifth generation fighter aircraft, and one that could pose a significant threat to Western developed military fighters. The United States Air Force is not of course all about pilots. The ever-present ground crew perform a vast array of tasks including vital maintenance, pre-flight checks and weapon loads. They are there during final pre-flight checks and salute the pilots as they depart the flight line onto missions across the world, and are always there to welcome back the pilots when they return. William Tell practically from its earliest days has had a weapons loading competition, each wing picking the very best men and women airmen, recognising the importance of professional qualified teams able to work in a high pressure environment.
Evaluators, are you ready?
Yes, sir!
During the competition, each team has to demonstrate their proficiency in a series of timed weapon loading events, given varying conditions and ordnance types. Each action they take is closely observed by experienced evaluators, who will score each team's performance. I should point out that weapons handled are actually inert, containing no explosives.
Are you ready? Yes, sir! Stage hut, right! Let's go!
It's likely William Tell has returned to lay down the preparation to potentially face off against a rapidly emerging China, whose air force has significantly grown along with the army and naval forces. The US considers China as a top strategic threat to Taiwan, an autonomous island nation that the USA has pledged to protect, but Beijing claims as its own territory. William Tell, it would seem, will now be a regular element of that preparation, complementing red flag exercises and regular overseas partner exercises. Thanks for watching.